Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hey everyone, checking in on CMG NKE TWTR, and we're going to add GoPro to the videos here and taking away SKX because nobody seems to care about SKX, so I'm going to stop wasting time. CMG, rejecting, we have a triple top now, 434.58. 434.69, 434.37. So a triple top, a top fishing play, bearish entry opportunity, and the bears controlled the vast majority of today, slow and steady to the downside, new low of day after new low of day, and close near the low of the day. So if we break 426.99, the next support level we're looking at is 423.19, and then down to 421.33. So this is just a normal healthy consolidation pullback as of this point. If we start to see a big pullback and increasing bear volume, we will look at it as more than that. But as of right now, after a big 5-day bull run, keep in mind that normal healthy consolidation occurs all the time. So still looking for some more pullback, but also aware that the trend does favor the bulls. The weekly time frame is rejecting from the weekly upper Bollinger Band. That's why that 434 resistance is so tough. It's right there at that weekly upper Bollinger Band, which also rejected the high of that earnings reaction. So the Bollinger Bands need to level out and begin ascending to the upside to create room for these bulls to change this trend. They are ready to do so. And breaking 444 and turning that level into support will be a significant indication that the bulls are ready to do that. So that's what I'm watching very closely. But if we can't get over this upper Bollinger Band, we're going to have to pull back, form a higher low, wait for those Bollinger Bands to ascend, and then we'll be looking for continuation to the upside. So short-term daily chart, bearish, and the midterm still giving the bulls a chance to reverse this trend. NKE continuing to break out in an extremely strong manner, and as a bear, for me, just scouting, obviously I'm not going to be fighting this trend right now, but I'm going to be looking for a top fishing play with $60 resistance. And because that is the fact of the trade setup that I'm patiently waiting for, I want the bulls to exhaust themselves and get there as quickly as possible. I want them to get there tomorrow, and I will be looking for tired bulls to reject from key resistance because there's other traders like me that know this key resistance level and are going to be looking to do the same. So it's $59.95. Could the bulls change this trend, break $60 and break the lower high pattern? Absolutely, but I will have a stop loss in place just above $60 that will get me out of the trade, and I will have very limited downside risk in terms of what I can lose because I will make a bearish entry. Let's say the price gets up to $59.75 tomorrow. I make my bearish entry, I put my stop just above $60, and I let it try and play out, and it's a low risk, pretty decent reward scenario where we could see a rejection, another lower high, and in the past, that lower high has led to months of downside. So there is potential for that to happen. There's also potential for the downtrend to break, which again, I would get stopped out fairly quickly. So bulls in full control on the daily time frame, closing strong, and looking for a top fishing play with $60 in the near-term future. TWTR, bearish break today, so we had a tight pattern forming on the daily. Support was at 1632, 1636, and 1630. As soon as we broke those levels, the bears took control. We have our lower high now set at 1689, and we're looking down at the low of 1550 before looking at the all-time low. So if we do start to see market consolidation, which again has not happened in any significant manner yet, we will look for names like Twitter, and that's why I added GoPro. Overall, their weekly charts are extremely weak, and we're on the verge of new all-time lows. So if we see downside market momentum adding to the downside momentum of these names and their overall trends, that will be an ideal scenario. So Twitter is setting up for the bears. It's here for the bears right now, and we're looking down at 1585, 1550, and then on the weekly time frame after 1550, down towards the all-time low of 1372. We have a lot more wiggle room before that all-time low on Twitter, so there is still lots of downside potential. And in terms of GoPro, with the same thing, GoPro daily is still holding up on this oversold bounce. We had our higher low and higher high, so I'm still bullish short-term on GoPro. 960 resistance, middle Bollinger Band daily resistance, on the verge of a bullish MACD cross, but I am scouting some weakness on the weekly time frame. I'm keeping an eye on this middle Bollinger Band resistance. I'm watching 1110, our lower high. Anything below 1110 continues the lower high pattern, and the all-time low is down at 854. So we're only $1 above that level, about 11-12%. So we could see that pullback. Depends on how GoPro and Twitter react to any market weakness, which we have not seen in many weeks. So we're also watching the potential for the bulls to see a bullish TCG cross of the 4-period exponential over the 8-period to the upside. That would make me a bit more hesitant to go bearish as well. But again, I'm just making these videos as to show you what's going on through my mind as I'm scouting out these longer term trades. These videos are more directed towards swing trading, but obviously there's day trading potential in there as well. So we'll see how it all plays out. Very patient on GoPro. Twitter is giving bearish signals on the daily time frame. GoPro's still holding up bullish on the daily. So I appreciate you watching. We'll check back in tomorrow, and we'll see if Nike heads to that $60 level.